Bitcoin finally broke out of a ranging market. In this video, we're going to be jumping down into the charts for BTC, taking a look at what's been going on most recently and what we would expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. By tapping the bell and selecting all the notifications, you will not miss another video update. Above and beyond these things, though, make sure you do join us down in a Discord server. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7, but above and beyond that, it is the first place that we go to notify you of everything that is going on in the crypto space. So keep a finger on the pulse of crypto by joining us down in that Discord server. Okay, guys, let's get right on into this one. We're going to start off with some Elliott wave theory on this chart. Then we'll jump over into some smart money concepts. And if we have time, we'll take a look at a slightly bigger macro picture. So let's start things off over here. Okay, so we can see that we had this 5-wave drop to the downside. This is kind of what we were talking about yesterday. My concerns were that we might see an irregular flat or a running flat. That's the word I was looking for. And basically in here, that's kind of what we're seeing. We're seeing this potential irregular flat. Now, an irregular flat would be that we start at the bottom of this this bottom of this 5th wave down here. Get my words out today. We come up into this high. We've come down lower than the origin level of the A wave, and then we break up above the A wave here. Now, this is a little bit on the extreme side. It's actually quite far up there. Now, if I go ahead and take this measurement over to here, we can see that we've smashed past that 1.618. The other thing that we have to consider is it should be 5 waves, and that's the only way that you can end a flat correction. It has to end in 5 waves. So do we see that here? And unfortunately, I'm not really seeing it at the minute, and that pulls us into question what on earth this 5-wave structure is about. Because if this is not the beginning of a structure that begins with 5 waves, then it has to be ending with 5 waves. And the thing is, we can't end in 5 waves over here either, unless we think about some kind of running flat correction up in here, and maybe it's all a wave 4 and we're yet to have that final 5th wave movement. Okay, and that's the only way I can kind of think about this potentially, which means that this is wave 1 here is actually an A wave, then a little bit of a B wave maybe. We come up here, and then we come down. It's a bit strange. I don't think we can really, in fact, actually I'll be down here, then up here, then over here to make it a running flat. It's an odd one. I don't want to kind of say one way or the other at this point. I want to see how the next kind of few candles go to see how we kind of form this out. Ultimately, it's strange, and it's only strange because we do not have a clear-cut structure this side that allows us to look at it as a irregular flat. But we'll jump into this and we'll see if we can plot it out if we can. The only way I was looking at this that makes any form of sense is that we haven't yet finished. But again, we can't go up higher than our 5th wave high. So I'll get into this in a second. We can see that we've gone past the 1.618. That's fine. And we have this run up here. It could be possible that this is just the end of this structure now. This 5th wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of push up into maybe a little bit of a 5th wave, a little bit higher, and then we're done. So it could be a diagonal ending in a 5th wave extension. That's possible. So it would look like this. It would be 1, 2 up here into our 3. Where would that be? Oh no, it would be here. We have 3, 4, and then all of this is 5. And inside that 5th wave, we'd have to have that. Now, the only other thing I would say in there that doesn't make a lot of sense is we don't have a clear-cut 5-wave structure inside our wave 3, but it's also possible, I guess, that we can think of this thing maybe as, instead of an impulsive 5-wave structure, we could look at this as a diagonal structure. Again, that would actually fit probably a little bit better in the way that we would have 3 waves in here, like so. Then we'd have 3 waves in here, like that. And then we'd still have to see 3 waves to the upside here. And we kind of see potentially that there. So it's going to be interesting. What happens over the next few hours is going to confirm this. Let me get rid of that. I'm going to leave it like this for a second. I'm going to draw a line just up here. This is basically going to be the invalidation of the zigzag or impulsive structure down. Okay, this is $26,386.87. If we go up higher than that on this Bitcoin USDT pair, then we know that this is not an irregular flat, and we're doing something totally different altogether. Stay below this area and we start to move down in an impulsive way, because we should be thinking we go down in 5 waves, right? So we should be thinking about something like that. If we start to see this formation, then we know that this is an irregular flat, and what we had here was actually a diagonal in that end. Interesting stuff. So ultimately, yeah, that's kind of where I place this one at the moment. So going to give it some time. We're going to see how it kind of goes. failure to stay below 26,386 will pull into question what was going on this side, and whether or not this is actually a running flat situation where we then start to see a fifth wave movement to the upside here, which could be diagonal in the way that it goes. And then it could possibly truncate as well, meaning that it fails to hit those areas that we were expecting. So it'd be interesting to kind of see how this one plays out. A diagonal wouldn't be too strange at this point either. So keeping an eye on all of the different structures that are going on here with BTC. Very tempted to short the market here with a tight stop loss. Myself, I think I may do that. And the reason for this is it's kind of wealth or a kind of risk reward ratio. So for example, if I were to enter a short right now on market value, I would be able to go and put my stop loss just above this wave 5 because I know that's the invalidation level. And then I'll be able to think about, well, I've got to at least come down lower than this area down here, and the risk reward ratio on this would be 5.7. Even if I was just to come down and peak down here, it would be 5.4. So the risk reward ratio would be fantastic. Now, if you are actively trading, then why not check out Bitget, linked in the description down below. Some fantastic offers are available for new signups with Bitget. So at the moment, they're doing a cashback offer. Deposit 50 USDT and get $10 USDT. They also do a lot of different signup bonuses and rewards up to $8,000. And they've also recently launched 2 additional campaigns. One, which is a subscribe and earn, which is basically first subscription rewards during the event. Subscribers or users that subscribe to or for the first time to a flexible savings with more than 100 USD value, and for a greater period than 72 hours will get $20 coupon. And then of course there's another one as well, which is basically for newly launched projects where there's a distribution of $3,000 of Bitget's native token, and this is for basically users who subscribe to one of their flexible savings in GMX, GMD, CRV for example. And yeah, so check those out if that's of interest to you. Ultimately, I think the Bitget is a fantastic platform. I use it all the time for my trading personally. I think it is fantastic. We also are running competitions down in our Discord server. These are weekly competitions. They reset at the end of the week and a new one starts on Monday. You can see 2 hours, 15 minutes, 2 days, 15 hours, 40 minutes left on the existing competition. Basically, this is a one prize at the moment for the top person who gets the best ROI in the week. $100 prize available there for the person who does win. Now, this is a competition that is funded by Chris and myself in our Discord server, and we'll adjust this. We probably want to kind of scale this up to being much more meaningful. I'd like to get it to a place where, you know, we're offering a few thousand per week, and we want to kind of get it to the top 3 people. But for now, we're just starting out. This is the first one we've done. We'll see how it kind of goes. If you're of interest to this, you have to obviously be using Bitget. You have to be using our affiliate link in the description down below. And the more people that participate, the bigger the reward pool becomes, and so forth. So if you're a trader and you get good, you know, returns on the investments, your ROI percentage is usually pretty good week by week, then why not participate? Check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed by doing that. Now, as you just bear in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give you financial advice, but Bitget is giving us a platform here to be able to, you know, make things a little bit more interesting, not for just new, but also existing customers as well, of our affiliate link in the description below. Check it out if that's of interest. So come back into the charts. I think this is be a potential trading opportunity. You can see it actually turning down on us right now. So if we are to think of this as an irregular flat, and I think the risk reward is there, I probably will be taking this one once I finish recording this video. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see how that plays out. Now, also on the back of this, to kind of support the narrative that we're in this move to the downside, we have stochastic RSIs. This oscillator is showing us the strength of the movement. We were exhausted to the upside on the weekly, daily, 4-hour, and hour. So chances are we are going to be turning down. You can kind of see it right now at the point of recording this video. So by the time this actually goes out live, which will be in the next hour and a half, we'll see how this would have played out. Now, from a smart money concepts point of view, we can see that we do have a change of characterization to the upside on this hourly chart. This is a bullish change from our bearish state here getting confirmed down. We've now confirmed we're going up, right? That hasn't changed. We've also got a lot of fair value gaps left behind. All of these green blocks right here are imbalances in the order box, and essentially they will have to get dealt with, in my opinion. They don't always come down straight away and fill them, but chances are price wants to gravitate back down to these boxes. So that's kind of what we're waiting for. We can see that here we're getting a turn down now. I may have missed my opportunity to enter that short at a good risk reward ratio, but it is what it is, and we can see that there's going to be other opportunities on this anyway. So we can see as we kind of think about these movements, price has got to come back down. I think equilibrium is the area that I would be personally thinking about, and that would put us at about $22,000 to $23,000. But I still think we have to come down a little bit lower. Ultimately, smart money concepts has turned bullish on the shorter time frame, so that's looking quite positive for now. We can basically take this as a bit of a move to the upside, but I think we have to consider natural corrections in their course first. Like I said, Elliott Wave theory is giving us this path to the downside. We can't ignore it, even if smart money concepts here is telling us that actually things are starting to make a turn upwards. Okay, so it's interesting. I'm looking to see whether or not we're going to hold equilibrium as an area of support, or whether or not we're going to end up losing this. Okay, there's a couple of minor changes on the way up here. Again, nothing major going on, I don't think. We do have a weak high, so could potentially push up a little bit higher if it needed to. From our macro daily chart, we can see that we're running up in towards our 26,700 to 28,800. This is the area that we've been talking about previously for quite some time. The obvious area that we haven't come back to test as resistance. It was support, we lost it, come back here, test it, get rejected. It's going to be interesting to kind of see how that one plays out. But ultimately for everything that is going on for Bitcoin on the smaller time frames, and from a trading point of view, I think there's some opportunities here coming up for some shorting or some shorting opportunities to short the market and basically ride Bitcoin down a little bit, even if it is just a natural correction where profits are getting taken. I think the market's kind of approaching and getting ready for that. Ultimately, I think, yeah, that's kind of where we sit when it comes to BTC, waiting to see how this recent move comes out from Elliott Wave theory, waiting for us to kind of fill some of these fair value gaps and come back down to equilibrium, and ultimately whether or not we're going to see this as our rejection area and come back down on the larger time frames. I'm going to leave the video there, guys. If you did find this useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Until the next one, though, guys, have a fantastic day.